Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And every single week, you notice we start the show laughing because Mr. Magazine usually waits till it's about time for him to click. And then he says something dumb, and I start laughing. Today we enjoyed, sure we did, Yamazaki Japanese single malt whiskey.
We've been doing this so long that everything tastes the same now. I'm pretty sure.
And I want to give a shout out to good friend of the channel, Primetime Treasure Hunter, with his live show after ours. Check him out. Oh, he's got something actually I want to see. I'll watch it on a replay. I can't stay up that late, but he's got Craigslist Hunter on for an interview, so that should be good. Cool. And also saw, well, he hasn't hit the feed yet, but I also saw that Popeye's Postcards did a video showing the back of his Penske truck with the 1 million postcards in it.
Cool.
It takes up a fair amount of a back of a Penske. Sure. Yeah. He had it stacked. It looked like 2, maybe 3 high.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So when he comes in, we'll ask him about it. And well,
how was my sales?
Not yet. You gotta say hi to everybody.
Okay. Well,
they're wandering in.
Everyone's getting ready for the 18 inches of snow we're going to be getting over the next couple of days.
Is that what we're getting?
Hopefully not, but it could be.
Okay.
It's going to be slow. It's going to be a slow, slow, you know what I'm saying?
Slow death, kind of like talking with you.
Okay. I was trying to think about
who all is here.
Well, Michael's first out the box. How's it going? Wow, and Forster's even in the house. Hello back, and Paul Beagle's here, and the lovely Lori as well.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, we'll jump right on into the show. This is going to be possibly a shorter show today because is it raining out there right now?
A little bit.
It's supposed to be raining, snowing overnight, snowing tomorrow, snowing Friday. Going to be snow all the way through, and something like 80 million people out there. So if you are out there, definitely stay safe. Don't go out if you don't have to go out. I was reading Toledo, which is where a friend of the channel, Auction Professor, they're going to potentially be getting record-breaking snow for this time of year, and it's just. Yeah, that's
congrats. Anytime you can record break something.
Yes.
It's always a good thing. It's always doing your record break.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
A couple more people show up.
Travis is here and slow death. Yeah, I love revenge. That's always good. Give someone a slow death.
So Popeye.
I know, but I'm skipping. Popeye says next is, okay, we're talking about he wants you to buy his postcard. So Popeye, how's it going? And yes, I would like Paperboy to buy your postcards as well. He was a big talker a while back with his other million postcard deal, and if he put his money where his mouth is, you could have 2 million postcards right now. Right?
Yes, I would. Right. No, I would have sold like 4 of them.
All right. You would be the postcard king of
of
Chicago.
Yeah. Hey, Popeyes, we were talking about you. I would tell people check out that video. I watched it today. That is pretty impressive back of a Penske there. Pretty impressive number of postcards.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's crazy. Well, good luck listing even 10,000. You got to start small. So
there you go.
All right. We have local Joe Losi in the house. We always try and make it fun for you. The lovely Lori says we got about 6 inches, and guess she's trying to make Papergoy jealous. We'll move on. We'll move on to Amazon Seller 99. How's it going? How's it going? And the lovely Angela, how are you doing?
Oh, we'll jump right into the. Well, we're all a little off today. What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
how are my sales?
How are your sales? Everybody else out there, how are your sales? I want to hear this. I always want to hear it, but I definitely want to hear it this week. I'm going to preface this. I was on Instagram.
What's that?
And a lot of people were saying that Tuesday was a really, really bad day. A lot of people had Tuesday as a bad day. So I wonder if everybody else out there had a lull on Tuesday or not. I definitely did. It was one of my worst days of the year. But
for eBay, Tuesday was bad for me on eBay. Absolutely. Even today was a little down for me on eBay. Amazon's pretty solid. We've been pumping out Super Bowl cards right now. So anyone playing in the Super Bowl rookies or All Pro, we're putting them on, and we're selling like crazy, just like the Enforcer. Burrow's hot right now. We're still selling Brady's, believe it or not. People are still buying.
Well, he retired. I don't know if he retired. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I did. Well, he did. He didn't. He's in the commodity retire. Who knows? But Amazon's been pretty hot. Cards are hot right now.
All right. Yeah. So just wonder if everybody else had Tuesday be slow or not. Now, here was what I found interesting. My sales were good over the weekend, even on Sunday with the football.
Yeah.
The sales were good. I couldn't complain about that whatsoever.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it dropped off Tuesday. And it got me thinking too, and I'm wondering if this is affecting a lot of people out there. Football generally does take away from the sales on Sunday. Just in general, they do. And we've talked before how you always, all of a sudden, you see sales starting to come in. We live over on the East Coast, and you see sales start coming in after 4 o'clock on Sunday. So after the 1 o'clock games are done, people start buying things. I'm wondering, and I'm going to mess this up now, but it's 20 some states, I think, have online gambling or, app gambling and all that stuff where people can gamble off their phones, et cetera, et cetera. I'm wondering if that's not hurting our sales as well, just in general, because people might be watching a game in the past and they would be, this game is a blowout. My team's losing, 35-21. They're not going to come back. And then they start shopping around on their phone, start looking around. Well, now they might be invested in the next play, gambling on it and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it's so easy to gamble. They might spend their money doing that.
Well, I didn't want to get there, but
instead of investing or gambling with sports cards or whatever they want to buy.
But I'm thinking it also could be a big, which kind of ties into our main topic today. That could be a big time sink too. People could just be sitting there saying, "Oh my gosh, I can bet you can bet the second half overs. You can do crazy things." Right. People might be, I don't want to say more invested in the game,
suckered into that. The
more invested in it, pulled into the phone to do that, and they're not paying as much attention to eBay and that. And then if they did have a bad day, they're not spending the money on my garbage.
Yeah, but, Paul. Yeah, I want to thank Paul. He offered me those girl jerseys, and normally I take a chance, and I was worried they weren't going to win, and I'd be stuck with them. And I think Amazon, I would have done well with them, maybe, but then I want to compete against you on eBay, so I figured let me pass on it. But thank you. Anything else in the future you get in bulk like that, definitely throw my way. You never know.
Yeah, and I was talking with him over on Instagram also, and telling him what if he picks up bulk lots of older stuff, off condition older stuff, oddball stuff. Reach out to me. I can take that off his hands. We'll work something out. Cool. A little slow this week, but not the worst. Yeah, that was, again, Tuesday was just, it was so bad just because it was so apparent. It was so obvious that it was like, whoa, the other days were all good.
And I checked my competitor. He was way down too. So, it was going that way for everybody pretty much.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying that on Instagram also. So I guess for whatever reason.
Newsflash. Dawn is finally in the house. How's it going, Dawn? Lovely Dawn is now here.
Okay, now you can go. You kick Donnie and force.
Well, there's a whole method here. There's a system I go by.
I see this. Good sales Sundays, one of my best quantity sales days in months. Monday, Tuesday, dead again. Yeah. And again, it was noticeable because it isn't what normally happens. Right. Normally Sundays are not good during football season. And I was thinking with the championship games and all that kind of stuff. I said, oh boy. Yeah. Today's going to be a terrible day.
We're talking about 8 straight hours of television that millions and millions of people are watching. So they're not going to be on their computers for, a third of the day.
Yeah. And they were later too. So I was thinking, you lose the East Coast or the West Coast early sales because for them, the game started noon or whatever time for them.
Yeah. Sure. It's like half a day.
Worked out well. Yeah, anybody buying anything? I can't imagine anybody's buying anything. Are you buying anything?
Well, I have a few out-of-town deals where people were an hour, 2, 3, 4 hours away with adult magazines, and I have it all worked out. One guy came today. One guy's coming next week. And I have made a decision to disagree with what you'd like to do because of the circumstances. So we have the New Jersey deal with the 10, 20,000 pieces. We're going to go look at them next month. The guy wants them out of the storage unit. I went back and forth, looked at the numbers, crunched the numbers, made him a lower offer, which he accepted. So I got my driver coming down there in a couple weeks. So I think it's a good enough deal. I know it's there, so the count wise and stuff. So I think I can't go wrong with my offer.
I was just trying to get a free vacation in New Jersey. Yeah. Who can blame me?
And with the weather too, who knows, when it could be done. It could be a week, 2 weeks, the way things are going. So I figured, everyone's good in 2 weeks. My driver's good. He's good. He wants them out. I'm happy with the deal. Everyone's happy, so we're just going to go and deal with it. So there's my secret.
I will survive.
All right.
I will survive. I did sold 2 items on Etsy.
Okay.
And 4 on $1 million.
Wow, that is that a record?
I think it might be. Yeah.
Holy
4
cow.
items. We were en fuego, as they used to say back in the 1990s.
Or an NBA Jam video game. Sure.
Hey, he's got someone with a deal for you.
All right. Maybe it's a deal for you. He didn't specify.
I'm sure it's for you.
We can talk.
Oh, how's things going? How are you handling being down, one man down?
Well, it could be better, could be worse, but we're definitely getting by like I planned. I made my business to a point where not one person is going to let us collapse. So everyone's chipping in. We got a bunch of team players and we're making it work, maybe a little less efficient because we have more people pulling orders than listing, but luckily we got so many listings up there. We're still doing all right. And we do have 2 new hires we got coming on.
Okay.
And we got 4 or 5 guys we're going to interview. So, if we can get 2 good warehouse people, I think we'll be in great shape and that'll free up everyone else to list away and we'll be good to go.
And you are taking resumes if anybody out there needs a job.
Yep, absolutely.
Come on by.
Starting Friday, we got about 3 resumes Friday, 3 Monday, and more to come.
Oh, wow. Yeah, very good. Cool.
All right, so I'm forced to get a hold of me and we'll see what your buddy's got for me. All right, free stuff. All right. Can never argue with free stuff. Never, ever.
That's I can even afford that.
Exactly.
Good job.
Travis in the house.
Oh, bought a lot of magazines, and there was a 70s Viva magazine, a surprise, trying to get the wife to review it for science and a better description.
Nice. Yeah.
There you go. You've sold those before, right?
Absolutely. Sure. They're pretty popular.
Nice.
Viva Las Vegas. Yep.
There you go. Couple of other things going on. Hey, everybody out there, I don't know if you saw the thumbnail for the live show or not, but if you could comment in the chat or comment in the chat. We're here. What'd you think of it? I actually did that. What'd you think of it?
I got to imagine it's got to be great. I'm just assuming. Yeah, I think it's probably the best thumbnail I've ever seen in my life. And be honest with you.
Oh, wow.
I've seen a lot of thumbnails.
You have.
I've chewed a lot. I've seen a lot. I've seen people chew a lot of thumbnails.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, somehow.
Oh, Linda's in the house. Hi, how's lovely Linda doing?
Yeah, somehow I didn't think you would seen it. But yeah, let me know what you think of that.
Maybe giving me a heads up and email. Hey, check out this thumbnail. So then I can voice my opinion.
What's the fun in that?
Oh, well, you enjoy it. I enjoy it. Sure.
That's the fun in that. It's better put your deer in headlights.
Right.
Don't you understand how the show works?
No, not yet.
Couple of other things. Some paper from Papergoy. There we are. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, now this is actually pretty funny. Do you remember last week I was talking about Etsy? Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, it's funny that I know I'm not going to remember this, but go ahead.
About Etsy and how I was not in line to be super seller or whatever they call it, because I had 0% on my communications tab. Remember there were 3 tabs? And I had 0% on the communications because nobody had contacted me. So 2 days ago, it was the 31st. So I believe they closed the month, out on the 31st. So it's per month. I got somebody asking me a question. Now, I had the computer off. I was upstairs. I was resting. I was done for the night. And I just picked up the phone to check my email. And there was an email in there. Somebody asked me a question on Etsy.
Okay.
And I said, this is the 31st. It's the last day of the marking period. Somebody just asked me a question. I'm not eligible for Superseller because I haven't answered any questions. I got up. I ran downstairs, turned the computer on, answered the question, took care of it. I said, I got 1 question in a month and I answered 1 question in a month.
Perfect.
So then I get an email this morning from Etsy. And the email this morning from Etsy says that I made Superseller response rate. The stat is not included in your current review because you didn't receive any new messages.
Oh, geez.
So I ran downstairs and turned the computer on and did
broke
all
your leg
that.
running down the stairs for nothing. Jeez.
Oh, that is dedication. Hopefully Etsy watches this and says he's permanent Superseller for that.
Well, the lovely Sensible Treasures is in the house, and John Jones.
Wow, and John Jones.
Well, he said he's a lovely John Jones, so I wouldn't want to repeat myself.
There you go. Oh, and then do you remember?
No.
A couple of.
I might. I mean, who knows? You never know. One for 5, I think.
With the person a couple of weeks ago on Amazon that I had sold the booklet to and said, it says it's delivered. Who's lying? You or Amazon?
Yeah, that I remember.
And then last week, I revealed that Amazon covered it, A to Z claim, but they covered it out of their pocket.
Yeah. That's usually what's been going on.
Yeah, because it showed delivered.
Yeah.
So I got an email today.
And I think Amazon's better than eBay with giving those refunds like that.
Apparently, she contacted customer service.
Ooh.
This person did.
Okay.
Hello. The customer received the item and wants to say sorry for being rude.
Oh,
the customer said you can recharge her.
Oh.
And I said,
sure that's not an easy process.
Well, no, it's not. And it was fine because I got my money from Amazon anyway. And I said, no worries. Thank you very much. But I actually was impressed that she actually went out of her way to call to apologize.
Yeah.
And that's really, really good. A lot of people wouldn't do that. A lot of people would get the item and that would be the end of it. So shout out to that person. They were just having a bad day to start with, but then to come back and apologize afterwards, it definitely is appreciated. You don't get that often enough out there.
Definitely not.
You think no questions would mean your listings were good enough not to need that. There you go. Yeah. That's a good way to spin.
Yeah.
Either that
Cringzilla's in the house. I just wanted to say Cringzilla.
Either that or so bad that nobody looked at them. One or the other. Popeye, man, one of the best videos I've seen in a long time. What, Jiminy? What? We're giving Popeye can buy his own airtime on here. Jeez.
True.
No, actually, it was a good video. Definitely do check it out if you haven't already. Popeye's always supported us, and we're big fans of his. So more than willing to let you shill for him in here. Slap the like button like an Ojima. Whoa, Don is going a little edgy here tonight.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I wanted to. When is your birthday again? What month?
You like to say 7/7?
Yes, I do. But let me get you. Walk off stage because this is wonderful. So I got your birthday present here.
Okay.
Came
very
in from
early.
Yes, but we have a lot of witnesses here that you got.
I know. I always forget. Like, did I get one or not? And
we have a lot of witnesses, and if you don't like it, I will keep it.
Okay.
If you want to take a look at it and then show it to the crowd.
Whoa. Pretty cool.
Well, you got to show it to the crowd.
I want to see it myself first. Settle down. There's big stickers covering the front of it. Holy cow. There you go. Looks like a golden age Fact Comics. Very awesome. I definitely do not have this.
Yeah, I never saw that. Definitely caught my eyes.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah.
I've just been sorting actually Batman's and Spider-Man's out, and obviously this is probably the oldest one I have, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Very cool. I've never even seen that one.
No, I never had either, and it caught my eye, and I said that's definitely
I can put this one in my Tom Mix collection and get another Batman and Robin.
Yes, your Tom Mix collection is now complete.
All right. Jack's Jewels, Gemstones, Precious Metals in the house. How's it going?
You just like saying that name fast.
Oh, yeah. Well, I cannot say it twice fast. I'm going to tell you that right now.
There we go. We were talking a couple different things we were talking about last week. I did not go to the public auction.
Okay.
I took a look at it and I just said, as much as I want to go to a public auction, I can't. The cold this year, and I don't know if everybody else is feeling this. I don't know if I'm getting old. I don't know if this is just a extremely bitter year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just looking at, I haven't gone to an estate sale yet this year.
Yeah,
I didn't go to a public auction. I just am looking at everything and I'm saying, I've got enough stuff that I really don't need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what it was. It was 7 degrees over one of those days over the weekend and everything. And I said, I'm going to go in 7-degree weather, try to figure out where to park at, walk through. You're going to traipse through the snow. Then your shoes are going to be wet for the entire auction, which is not pleasant. And I said, for what? I don't need anything.
Well, just think if everyone thought like you and only one person didn't think like you.
Yeah, I'm sure it was packed. I'm sure it was packed.
Right, so I haven't been in a while, so.
I know that one of our subscribers, Ron, I know he did go to it for a little while, and then he ended up leaving because he goes, "What? I'm going to stand here for."
The weather's starting to settle down. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. No, we're getting 18 inches. 18. It goes from 1 degree to foot of snow to 1 degree to foot of snow.
It was 40 today, so we had one nice day.
When we get the foot of snow, it's warmer out. Yes, it's horrible. I can't stand it. And then I got my gas and electric bills, which I was complaining to Papergoy. It's like double, and my laundromat bill, my warehouse bill, it was like thousands of dollars. Crazy, thousands.
And that definitely is something or other to keep in mind. Anybody out there, and I'll be transitioning at some point in the next couple of years too. if you do end up buying a warehouse, or those things are drafty.
Well,
they are. I mean, it's a warehouse.
Surprisingly, like if it's like 10 degrees out, it's still 50 degrees in the warehouse, which is cold, but not like outside. If it's 20, 30, 40 degrees, it's still 50 degrees. So it is cold. Once we put that, old heater on, it gets a little noisy, but it gets us through the day. Nothing freezes up, so I'm happy.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's just extra money too that you're spending. That if you didn't budget it, in other words, if I bought a warehouse of some kind and I wasn't budgeting for that, and we had a winter like this,
right,
all of a sudden I'd be saying, what did I do? Why did I get this warehouse?
Well, and I'm leaving it on longer, so nothing freezes up at night, so we definitely don't want sprinklers freezing up or anything like that. So yeah, that's why it cost me at least double. So
crazy. I'm jealous, Linda. I'm jealous. There's one on Friday I saw that looks like it might be okay, but it's not really where I'm doing my day job at. And if the weather's bad, I'm really not going to be driving way over there. So that looks like another week without an estate sale. 50 degrees here. Oh, it's
sorry to hear that. Oh,
that's tough. I don't know how you deal with that.
Poor lovely Linda. Poor lovely Linda.
I sense a little sarcasm in that. I've been doing the same. I'm not sourcing the past few weeks. Amazing what I can find around the house when I look hard. 25 years of sourcing. Yeah, true. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. And I've only been hitting stuff from the last couple of weeks, and I'm finding a lot of neat stuff that I forgot that I bought. But yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, the money's not going out the door.
Right. Well, I'm not spending as much either, especially with the card sellers. That's kind of quieted down. So I'm able to build up some money, which is nice after a while. It's good to see extra money in your account. So when these big deals come through, I'm able to get them.
Oh, I wanted to mention, remember how last week we had I believe it was last week. Yeah, pods worth of stuff to burn necessary. Yeah.
Trust me, I will if I need room. I will not hesitate to
or heat.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
Last week, I remember we got into some spirited debates about offers that people made, low offers that people made. And I love our fans, but I think some of you are out there pranking me, because some of these offers that I was getting, I think were actually completely prank offers.
Very low or very fair?
Like, for instance, I had an item up for $32 at auction and free shipping, and I get a $5 offer for it. Yeah, I'm going to end it
early.
I'm going
to
end my listing early to make more money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that works perfectly. So then I did email that person, and that person had thousands of positives. I said, really? I said, does that ever work? Does anybody ever end their auction early for that? I mean, you got to at least make it worthwhile to me.
Yeah.
Then I had, you're familiar with Mad Magazine?
Sure.
And you know how they did the paperback collections?
Oh, yeah.
So it was 13 paperback collections from the 1960s. So the earlier ones.
Yeah.
And I was asking $125 on them, delivered, which is I'm not totally out of thing. I don't, $10 a piece, old ones delivered,
right.
Decent shape. Somebody offered me $10 on the 13 of them.
No, you should have responded and said, it's not pick one for 10. Because sometimes people do that to put up,
Oh, all right. Yeah, no, I didn't do that. He offered $10.
You want to pick one? Sure.
Well, and then the best one of all, I had, I'm drawing a blank now on it. I know you've sold them before, and I know you're asking pretty good money on them. I think they're like
Rave,
like
In Style,
Oceanside or Ocean Magazine.
Oh, yeah, Oceanside
Magazine. Those are nice magazines, and I've got one up. I'm asking $75 on it. Free shipping, $75. Guy offered me $3 on it.
I love that stuff.
So I counted them, and I said, "Oh, you forgot the 7." I counted them at $73.
Yeah.
I said, "You forgot the 7." He never responded, never said anything. 2 days later, he offers me $5 on it.
It's almost like a joke. Like it's like so laughable. They can't really expect it. Can they really expect it? And this is what I look at it. I'm insulted as a longtime seller with my feedback and all my listings, and you would think I have some experience and knowledge that I've never sold a $70 item for $3. So why would you even waste everyone's time?
Well, so I was asking $75.21. He offers $5. I countered at $75, and I said, you really need to get that 7 fixed on your keyboard.
Yeah.
That'd really save us both a lot of time.
Right, yeah.
And then I blocked him.
There you go.
But I mean, to come back a second time at $5 when I mean, come on, you're just wasting everybody's time with that.
Well, you should come up with some people come up with a story like, oh, I need this for my relative that, can you donate it, or, they can't afford it.
You actually have had people ask you for the thing, and I'm sure other people out there have had that happen as well. People will literally say, hey, can I have this for free? Like, no. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to ask.
Well,
but
not that I don't trust people, but I'm sure some of these stories are not even true just to get the item.
I'm sure they are also, but to come out and ask for it for free, that takes a certain something I wouldn't have. Oh, we got
greetings, Richard from England. Currently sorting through 2000 vintage and collectible key rings. Very cool. Variety of new old stock and big pile of ephemera. Right up your alley.
I do enjoy big piles of ephemera. I've got a house full of piles of ephemera, unfortunately. Oh, your channel, chaps. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, definitely. If you're in England, you're going to find different things than what we're going to find, obviously, over there. But hopefully, when you do watch the BOLO videos, we try to hit some oddball things in there, and hopefully that will give you some good ideas. Every Saturday is a BOLO, which stands for what's sold on eBay. Basically, well, it doesn't stand for that; it stands for be on the lookout. But it's what's sold on eBay in the past week, and we try to talk about it. And I do want to give ourselves a shout out, and I'm allowed to do that.
Sure,
it's our channel.
Sure.
We actually shot last Saturday. We shot 4 videos, 2 normal studio and 2 BOLO. Not the BOLO that's coming up this Saturday. The BOLO that's coming up this Saturday is funny. It's good. The one coming up a week and a half from now, I think it was our best one we ever had. We had so much fun shooting it, and we were just laughing. It was really fun, with a lot of interesting stuff in it as well. So it was definitely check them all out, but definitely do put it on your calendar to check the one that's coming out in a week and a half, because we had a really good time shooting it. I think you can tell we really enjoyed it. And maybe we were
and we didn't even have a shot.
No, we didn't. That was the amazing part about
it.
All righty. If anybody's got anything else out there to let us know, anything exciting going on, definitely let us know. I think we're going to head on early on into the main topic. So people that expect us to do it at 40 after, well, you're going to come in with it's already in progress. One thing, Mr. Magazine and I were talking as well. We actually are going to have a live show coming up that's going to be, we're basically going to go into numbers. We're going to tell you real numbers as far as, now maybe not real numbers. I mean, I may not say, my postage was, I have no idea what it was, $32,342.16, because that would be a really, really boring show. But kind of just give you ideas and numbers on things based off of what our actual sales were for 2021. 28% was postage, 42% was this, 18% was this. This was higher than last year. This went up, this one went down. So it's going to be interesting, because I know a lot of people don't share numbers, and we're willing to do so. I mean, again, we're not going to bore you to death with them right down to, it's not going to be like I'm reading the stock report there.
Well, for one thing, all my employees like to count my money before I do and before my accountant does. So it's maybe proving to them, hey, I don't make 100% profit. It's a lot less than that. A lot of work goes into it. We'll see how it gets chopped down and what the
bottom line is, the top line. Yeah.
Exactly,
and more than willing to share that out there. So we'll be doing that probably month and a half, something like that, after we actually get some numbers done with our taxes and all that. But I did want to let you know, I know there are some other stations out there that share numbers, and there's a lot of stations that are very, very quiet about it. We'll share them. I got nothing to hide. I mean, especially on the eBay, if you wanted to, you could sit there, you could go onto eBay and watch our sales every single day and add them up. I mean,
very true. Yeah.
Good luck to you. I mean, if you're doing that,
I don't have that much time to do that.
I was just saying, if you're doing that,
those are really, my numbers. Yeah.
You really need a hobby. But hey, if that's what you want, if that's how you want to pass your time, go right ahead. So yeah, we're more than willing to share all that stuff with you. So that should be interesting. And we'll try again not to be like, and advertising was $242.60.
Yeah.
Put everybody to sleep. So the main topic today is, and I know we did a similar topic on a live show a little while ago, but I think it's important enough to repeat. And I think that the more often we repeat this, and the more often that we're all cognizant of this, Big word.
Yeah.
I think it helps everybody because I think we all fall into the same traps and we all have the same problems. And what we're talking about today is don't let these sink your business. And you have different issues potentially than I have because I'm a one-man band. And any of the problems I have, I shoot myself in the foot because I can't blame it on anybody else. And if I'm goofing off, I'm goofing off. Now, one of the things that I think if I really do want to take it to the next level after I retire, I almost think I do have to get another location
Sure.
because doing it at the house, you get sucked into the time sink of, oh, did the mail come? Oh, oh, my wife's calling me. I'm gonna go talk to her for 5 minutes. I'm gonna
can't get in the zone. You need to get in the zone.
Oh, it's snowing outside. Let me go shovel. Whereas if you actually drive to a location as opposed to working in the house, you're actually at that location.
Well, it's funny because I say that I've worked out on and off over the years. My weight's been up and down, and I've always had like a gym in my basement, and it's the same type of thing where I got a TV in there, I got a stepper, I got a treadmill, I got some weights, but like it's not the same. I don't want to be there. I can leave anytime I want,
Whereas if I'm
at the gym, I'm not gonna leave in 10 minutes where I could say, let me relax, let me do this, let me, whatever.
Right. Well, yeah, you invested 10 minutes driving and you're there and you're like, well, given that I'm here anyway, I might as well do this because I've already put 10 minutes in. I got 10 minutes to go home. I've invested all that time.
Yeah.
And I absolutely think that that's 100% true for, just in general, because if I got another location, I would treat it like a job.
I got an idea for it, and I'm going to go and tell them what you called me about a few days ago. Papergoy was driving around, I believe, to an audit for work, and he passed by a storefront that was for sale just recently. I think he said it was for sale. It was literally 5 doors down. I think it was an Asian food market that closed up. He says for sale, that would be perfect for storage, because I don't really need a huge warehouse at this point. And I don't need a tiny storage facility either. I need something kind of in the middle. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. I drove down there, called the number immediately, and it's already sold. But I think that's a great idea for me where I can afford maybe, say, 50, 75 grand for a small building, and I can use that to store all my unlisted product, remove the pods, remove the sea container, remove all the boxes around the outside of the listing area and where the listed boxes are. And that'll be perfect. So I'm going to call the realtor. I haven't done it yet, and just say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. But here's my point. Maybe we can get something together, and you can share a percentage of the space or something for what, because you maybe don't need 1,500 or 2,000 square feet, but maybe we get 5,000 and I use 75% of it, whatever. And your house is near my warehouse, so same vicinity will work convenient for both of us. So, and now you can do some of the legwork and call around as well. See how that works?
So somehow I just bought myself a job.
Exactly.
I have so much spare time.
Yeah.
I'll try not to, because usually what I do is I just count up all your eBay sales. That's my hobby.
Well, mine's a little quicker. I call up yours.
Whoa. The house can be, see, and I wish that I had that. I don't have that, unfortunately. I mean, I do my best listing, at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's why you'll definitely see that's when most of my items get listed is first thing in the morning. Everything's quiet. I got nothing else to do, and I just go and do it. And then the world's not happening much outside, and that tends to work best for me. But at least I guess part of it too is that I realize that, so I schedule my day that way.
Sure. Yeah.
I close my antique shop. I also work at home some, but so much more focused when I do my listing, I close shop. Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the things that I see. So you've got those sinks. Now you have other potential sinks in that you have employees. And I know the classic, you ever read Dilbert?
Years ago, here and there, nothing.
I don't remember what the name of his cohort was, but his cohort basically took up smoking intentionally so he could get extra breaks. Because it seemed like smokers always, they got their regular breaks and then they also got their smoke breaks. So they ended up getting twice as many breaks. And so you with the employees, I guess, what do you see that you need to ride herd on the employees to keep them? And it's not that they're purposely trying to goof off. It's not that they're
Right.
purposely, but what do they do that you have to keep your eyes on to make sure that they're not wasting a lot of time on things, even on unnecessary tasks?
Whether it's a listing or they're pulling orders, sometimes they, and I have my counts, which they're supposed to be doing, or at least as best they can. Now, mind you, with the one main puller gone, sure, everyone else is going to be slower pulling orders. But, I don't know if they want to try hard to do a good job or please me. So, but they try too hard and take too long to try and fulfill an order that they may have no clue where it is, but they want to make efforts. And I always tell them, if you look at the order sheet and there's a code and you have no idea what that code is, don't even make an attempt. And I'm fine with that. Give it to me or give it to my manager, because we do know, and we can go there in 2 seconds where it may take you 10 minutes, So sometimes they'll try too hard, or they'll look in 5 boxes for it. It's like, I'd rather you be successful with a high efficiency rating on your numbers. Go move on to the next one. Create a pile. And then if you got 5 or 6 items that you're having trouble with, either give it to me, or then you go on the computer, look up pictures and look up list dates and try and solve them that way. That's one thing that I try and cut down on.
Well, and another thing that I think happens, and I notice it on both extremes. You've got one lister who puts things up quickly, and you have another lister who, and I hate to say this, but at times seems to actually over describe.
Yes. Yeah. He's got some OCD going on, or he wants to be very detailed. And if it's who I'm thinking of, he actually made templates for the conditions, and these templates are very descriptive, but sometimes it's a little too much. And the only good thing with Amazon having those big descriptions, most people don't even read them anyways. They just look at the condition, new, like new, very good, whatever. And I told him, when he first started working there, I said, you really don't need to go that far in depth. I go, if it's $100 book or comic or magazine and you need to, spend time scanning and describing it, okay, that's fine. Most of these items, it could be a $6 to $20 one. You don't need to spend that much time on it. If you sold something for $6, $10, $12, $15 and you said VG and it shows up as VG, they're going to be happy with that. As long as you're grading it properly and accurately.
Right. So that's a sink where you spend too much time on something that you really don't need to spend that kind of time on, whether it's because, and again, you've got a Babe Ruth card, 19. Well, you have to get them graded to sell them, but you got a 33 Goudy. Yes, you do want to definitely talk about the condition on it. You've got some 1975 Common. You could just say VG. You don't have to say soft top right corner.
Exactly.
It's got, this on the bottom left. It's got a small print dot. You've got the pictures on it, and you say VG. I mean, that's all that you actually need to do on something like that. And that would be a sink where you're trying too hard on something or other. You're not using your time.
Even
properly.
My one lister, I think I mentioned before, he would list DVDs or he would list records, and he would clean every one of them. And I said, if you think about this, we have 50,000 records. Imagine if the listers over the years cleaned every single record.
You wouldn't have 50,000 records listed.
Right. But you would also look at the warehouse, and exactly. There'd be 10,000 records. And, and the point is, they don't all sell. So why not clean them as they sell? If you're putting them on eBay, obviously you want to clean them because you're going to take a picture where Amazon has a stock photo. You don't really need to, but I just said, you'll save a lot of time. When they sell, it's up to the packer, let them clean it if needed,
Well, and what I wrote down over here, and I think this is something we all need to remember, and we've come back to this multiple times throughout the couple of years we've been doing videos, but this is something that it can all boil down to. Time is precious, space is precious, money is precious, and very few people have all the space they need, all the time they need, and all the money they need. And for whatever reason, we're lacking on one or multiple of those. And so we need to preserve space. We need to preserve money. We need to preserve time. And not doing that is a sink. And there are times where, we've all purchased things that we sink our money into that are still sitting in the corner. Very expensive paperweights, basically, door stops.
For sure.
And as you go through this more and more, you tend to learn that. And I'll give you the perfect example. Popeye's bought the 1 million postcards. He's in the postcard business. He will be able to move those. He has contacts. He knows how to list them. He knows how to. And he had mentioned he paid basically not a lot of money on them. if you or I bought them, they would not
be with your Red Skeleton cards.
Yeah, they would not be getting listed anytime soon. We would be sinking our money into them, or we would be looking for somebody to give us.
I think I'm smarter now and know when to fold them when something like that comes my way. I don't think I would buy where 5 years ago I might say, oh, that's a great deal, and think I'm going to list it, and then there's going to be a room dedicated to postcards, just like my 45s and Playboys. So, but now I think I'm smarter to know when I need it, and I know my niche, and I know what I like to buy and what works good for the company, and postcards are not them.
They just don't have the same passion as an owner does, thus they often can't meet the expectations of the owner. The cycle repeats. And
true.
Yep. Yeah, no, definitely that. Or the other thing is they may have the passion, but they don't understand the dollars and cents. That yes, it's wonderful that you want to spend 10 minutes to list this, that you want to do a great job listing it. But if I'm giving you all in $15 for the hour, and it's a $6 item, and you can only list, 6 of them in an hour, I've lost money. You've lost money in that.
Absolutely.
So it's great that you do have the passion. You want to do a great listing. You can't do it on these items. That's one of the things. Now, well, it's funny. You just mentioned you know your niche better. What I wrote down over here, another thing to talk about is, I believe it was 2019. I went and I decided, and I know a lot of people do this at the beginning of years, and I decided 2019, I was going to make a foray into records. Okay. So I bought 100 record mailers. I've got about 55 to 60 of those left 3 years later. So you're saying, oh, okay, you sold 40 records. No, I figured out those work really good for books and other things, the mailers. Perfect. So I sold about calendars. Yeah. So I figured out I sold about 12 records since 2019 after my big foray into records.
Discogs or Amazon or eBay?
All three. I think I've sold, 2 on Discogs, 2 here, 3 there. Yeah. I'm really kicking butt on the records. And I said, what am I doing? I mean, I'm glad that I have those supplies just because they work good for other things.
Sure.
But why am I going to sink all of this time into learning records when, there's nothing wrong with knowing the basics. There's nothing wrong with knowing that Fleetwood Mac rumor sells. There's nothing wrong with knowing that, I think I asked you one day, give me a list of like 5 to 10 albums that I always saw. I think you said Eagles' Greatest Hits, a couple of others, Grease, Saturday Night Fever. Those always sell. So if I'm at a sale, the Michael Jackson one, Thriller. So if I'm at a sale and I see those for $1, I'll buy them because I know that I can flip those. Right. They will sell. But if I'm at a sale and I got records for, $1 each, I'm not going to go through all the records because it's not worth it me learning all of that stuff.
Well, if I could go back in time, I said it 100 times, I wouldn't even ever buy records just because the amount that we sell compared to what we have stored there. And Amazon, you can't end in bulk, so we're kind of stuck. And to put time into ending them one by one, they could be listing something one by one. So we just have to deal with it and move on. And like you said, if a good collection comes in as worthy, but years ago, I was just buying inventory. I'd buy 1,000 records for $100. I knew it was a deal. We'd list them all, but guess what? There's probably 85 of those from 10 years ago still at our warehouse. So I may have made money and got out of it, but you're still storing a high percentage doesn't sell out of every 100 that you buy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's why I've just decided at this point, obviously if I'm at a sale and they've got, well, you never see them at sales, so everybody scarfs them up. But if I'm at a sale and I see Beatles albums, okay, yes, I know enough. I'm going to buy Beatles. I'm going to buy Stones. I'm going to buy good condition, those things. Yes, obviously I'm going to buy those. But I'm not going to try going through and figuring out this is a first pressing or this is some obscure.
Well, it's a pain because a lot of the buyers are collectors and they want the condition nice, and you can't play grade. You have to visually grade it, and that turns into an issue. So. Yeah, it's not to me. It's not worth the aggravation we've had over the years compared to the sales we have.
Right. Well, plus, what do you generally see out there in records? You tend to see, nothing against them. I'm sure they're wonderful, but Mitch Miller and things like that. Right. Sergio Mendes in Brazil.
He does sell, but again, for every 100 you buy, you're going to sell 5 or 10 maybe.
Yeah. So you get into all that, and I just said, I'm wasting my time trying to learn a different niche when I've got a niche already. It's not like I'm searching around. It's not like it's not like I'm looking in where I'm at in paper and saying, oh God, I hate selling this stuff. I have to find something else. No, I like what I'm selling. So that's another thing, you know, and people always talk about expanding, and I think I can expand just within the paper.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I need to move into something or other. You know, I'm not going to learn stamps tomorrow. It's just not worth my time to do that, because I would be sinking all my time and my money. And even just even think about, all right, I wasn't going to go here because I didn't think about this before, but what do you know about stamps other than they go on letters? Nothing.
I know the one from Brewster's Millions, upside down.
Yeah, the upside down one. Yes, the Flying Johnny. Other than that,
I know they don't taste good if you lick them.
There you go.
George's fiance died from licking stamps, or no, it was envelopes. Sorry.
Close enough. That's close enough. I know there's perforations, and you count the perforations, and I know there's watermarks, and there's this, and there's that, and there's different colors, and you got to learn the Scots. And in order to learn that, I got to put all this time into just to have a rudimentary knowledge. I'd have to spend a week of research just reading up on all the things to learn on how to list them. So that's a week that I'd be putting into that just before I even sold one stamp.
You may know what a deal is if someone pulls up in a minivan and they want $500 for a whole minivan. Well, you know that's a deal for anybody. Or the stamps that I got that one time, which were the sheets or whatever.
Right, sheets are a different story.
That's a no-brainer. But in that one deal, remember I went to the store and I bought all the old sports cards and boxes. They were unopened. Then in the other corner, he had his dad's stamp collection, which there could have been 100,000 stamps. And I said, you know what? He wants to move them out. I'm going to make him an offer. Well, you know, I don't know anything about him. He wanted more than that, so I didn't get him. But you know, I knew maybe $5,000. It's a hell of a deal for half a room of stamps. You know, but and again, if I did buy them, guess where they'd be? They'd be in the corner.
Yep. Whoa, 248 pictures taken while listening.
Impressive.
Now that is very good.
Yeah,
I am very impressed by that.
Interviews are Friday between 9 and 3. I will buy you lunch.
There you go. Travis is right on with you there. Yeah. But yeah, it's. I guess one of the things that I wrote down over here, I looked back at a lot of green stamps. Actually, don't laugh. Those actually sell. And believe it or not, you can look online. If you don't believe me, they actually still have value. Go look up green stamps. You can still turn them in.
Aren't they called value stamps? So of course they have value.
There you go. You can actually turn them in for prizes. So that's why one of the reasons why the old green stamps sell. But I put down, you know, it's tough enough making a buck as it is, let alone if you sabotage yourself. And you sabotage yourself by falling into all these different traps, whether it be the time trap, the money trap, the space trap. You know, and one of the things that, you know, you go on too many buys, which we do have the problem with. You spend all your time sourcing, but then you never end up listing anything. You run out of space because you got all this stuff. You know, and yes, at a time like now, it is nice that I have stuff. But we could have it snow from now till 2025 and me not go to any sales, and I'm still got stuff to list. I may have gone a little bit too far, and you may have gone a little bit too far in inventory. Another thing too is you sink yourself as well if you don't think things through. And by that, I mean, do you know anything at all about packing vases?
No, and I don't want to. And that's a point I was going to get into. But
Go ahead.
That's what you're saying.
Oh, take it.
Well, like again, we said 100 times, we've lived and learned over the years what's good for the company, what we like, but also like my employees, I'm giving them the easiest things to list where they can be successful and list a lot per hour. And we're getting more money. Magazines, comic books, sports cards, DVDs, all simple stuff. They're not, you know, they're heavy when they're all in a box. As far as listing them,
simple to list, simple to store, simple to pack.
Right. And everyone knows how to list any of them. So they can go from in photos too. Now we're listing photos, which we're doing really well with the vintage cheesecake photos. But yeah, so I'm simplifying stuff. That doesn't mean I'm not going to buy, you know, 50 footballs or football helmets or baseball bats and stuff. Yeah, I have a ton of that too. But that doesn't spoil, just like that old G.I. Joe collection, the old Barbie collection. They're still sitting in the back room. They take longer. They're worth a lot of money. We kind of missed the boat at Christmas because we were doing other stuff. And guess what? They're not going anywhere. At some point, we'll get them on. But right now, my employees are all in the zone listing those types of things, which they're happy listing. You know, it's not difficult.
So my point was, let's just walk through this real quick. You have a friend whose father collected vases or vases, depending on where you're from.
Sure.
And you know that they're very good.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, look, I'm giving you the deal of a lifetime. I need these all out of here. And you end up buying 100 of them.
Okay.
You don't know how to store them. You don't know how to take pictures of them. You don't know what, unless hopefully he made notes and
let's compare them to the decanters, same type of thing. And I did buy those. I think there was 500 of those, and they're just stored right now.
But you've actually sold the decanters before, and the decanters, because they're all, I believe, Jim Beam primarily, you could find out about those, and there are price guides with those, and people will list them and it'll be like, 1964 Democratic Party thing, and you can do that. Whereas a vase, and it's just sitting there and it's a vase. Now, if he didn't make notes on it, now if he made notes and this is a Noritaki, I don't know anything about vases, which people, all the glass people are going to be laughing at me as I try to describe what it is. But it's a crystal blue Noritaki, 3 3/4 inch, this, that. You don't know any of the terminology.
Or the Syracuse Bowl. I thought that was a basketball game.
There you go. Nice. I see what you did there. So you have to learn all that. And great, you sold it, and you sold this Noritaki vase for $1,200. How are you packing it?
Well,
very carefully.
But let's compare that to $1,000 graded comic book. I always write down, and my brother-in-law, my manager there, he's amazing the way he packs things. We've only had 2 graded comics or magazines crack in 2 years. It was from the same guy.
Oh, right. Yeah, we talked about him on a video. Yep.
But anyways, I always write down, depending on the value, like double bubble. So we'll double bubble wrap it. Or if it's very expensive, say 300, 400, 500 or more, we'll double box it. So you're going to double bubble it. You're going to bubble around that box and box it again. And I've been purchasing graded comics like crazy over the last month. I haven't had any break. So it is good to double, use more bubble wrap, use double boxing, and we're fine.
Yeah. But hey, 1987 Ventures Tracy, was talking to them over there on Instagram, and might meet up with them sometime or other over the summer and some sourcing trips. So that should be fun. Yeah. You wouldn't know the first thing about vases, but let's say that you did pick up that collection and you were able to get it listed.
Okay.
And they were all larger vases, like the kind that sit in the corner. Yeah. Okay. And you sell 8 of them. And they go for $2,500 a piece.
I'd be loving life until I have to give refunds out. But
well, until now you're looking at them going, I don't have the right size boxes. Yeah. I don't know how to pack this. Yeah. How am I going to ship this? How am I? And then you end up sinking all of this time into that. Yeah. Which it's one thing if they're $2,500.
Right.
What happens if you just picked up a collection and are selling for $10, $12, $15 a piece, and you don't have the boxes in stock? And now you're
throw them in my dumpster probably.
Well, they just sold. They just sold. I got to ship them all out.
Well, we try to do that when we pick up collections of something. Try to measure the boxes. If it's a Funko collection, if it's a Hot Wheels, and we know we have hundreds of them coming in, we're going to sell hundreds of them. We do give you the list, and we say, oh, by the way, we got those record boxes inside.
Okay, so that's a good tip though to everybody out there. Also, invest a little bit of your time prior if you do pick up a big collection. Take the graded comics for example. They're bigger than you can't send them out in an envelope. You have to send them out in a box. Yeah. You've got to have your bubble wrap around, double box the good ones. There's an art to how they have to be, and you don't want them sitting in a box so they sit right against the edges of the box.
It's funny because I have this philosophy now on these things because I've been buying these for myself.
Yeah.
When I sell one, I buy one, and then when it comes in, I keep that box for when I sell one. Because the people that send them, they usually send them in pretty good, perfect shape boxes, or they're double boxed and they got the bubble wrap. I go, let's just see, we got a pile of like 20 of them going to go out. So perfect. Free boxes, saved like $5-10 there.
Yeah, no, you can't argue with that. But if you picked up a gigantic collection and you're actually doing it the smart way, you're actually beforehand spending the time to get the boxes as opposed to having them sell and then saying, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to give the perfect example. I've got a couple of the larger size envelopes with larger size backing. I didn't used to have those. So anytime I sold something that was oversized and wouldn't fit in the Life magazine size envelope, the 11 by 17, I think it is, if it won't fit in that size envelope, I was scurrying around. I mean, I had to ship things out in boxes that were way oversized boxes just because it was, it was the only thing I had that would that it could go in safely. I didn't prepare. And so then had I prepared and spent a couple of minutes beforehand, you spend 2 minutes, you measure them out, you order what you need, they come in, you list them, you're all set. As opposed to, oh, geez, one sold, then you're running around to find the right size box. You spend 5 minutes finding the right size box. And once you get that packed up, guess what happens? Another one sells. And you're like, I don't have any more of that size box. So next thing you know, you're shipping a magazine out in a box that's this size. Just because you didn't prepare. And if you prepare for things, that definitely keeps you from sinking yourself as well. Definitely do. Does Google Lens work well for stamps to identify them? I found it works for obscure logos, etc. I've got 2 big boxes of stamps. Don't know where to start, but don't want to miss it. I miss the BOLO. I would say I would definitely give it a try. Google Lens doesn't work too well for me on a lot of things, because what it'll say is, I could see it saying for me in that case, stamp. Yeah, I know it's a stamp. But what it'll do sometimes, now I use it on the computer, it'll come up with websites that have this exact image. And then sometimes, I've never done it with a stamp, but I did it with a book the other day. And it came up with a website that had the exact image. It was a Ukrainian language book. And I was able to click on it, and then I was able to see how they were selling the Ukrainian language book.
Or just use a stamp identifier like the lovely Dawn said to do. You
could also do that.
Thanks, Dawn. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, it's called Stamp Identifier. Well, there you go. Well, you learn something new every day. Let's see if there's any other quick little things over here. Oh, another place where you sync yourself. Now, I definitely have this problem a lot more than you have it.
Talking?
Exactly. See how bad the show is when I stay quiet? No, researching. When you pick something or other up and you just end up going down the rabbit hole of research, and then you end up spending an hour researching something or other just to find out that, oh, this is a $12 magazine. I just spent an hour researching this thing over here.
Someone woke up to brag. Jackass, what's up?
Whoa.
Nice.
Noritaki? Did I say Noritaki?
I thought you were talking about the building in Die Hard, but okay.
Wow. Hey, can't argue with that. Good for you. Good for you. And if I find any of them,
I hope you hand delivered it with white gloves on.
Yeah, right. For that. Oh my gosh, that's some pretty crazy thing. Yeah, so I think we've kind of hit on the various syncs. So the syncs are, you can end up sinking your time into things, you can end up sinking your money, or you can end up spending way too much space on things. And those are all going to end up hurting you in the end, because those are all finite things. And we did have the video out a while ago about opportunity costs. And remember, everything that you're choosing to list, everything you're choosing to buy, keeps you from listing or buying something else. So especially when you've got a lot of inventory like we have, you absolutely need to stop at a deal and look at it and say, do I need this? Am I going to get it listed? Can I make enough money to make it worth my time in a quick enough period of time? Or is it so good of a deal that it does not matter? And if your answer to that is, yeah, I can't pass this up, that's great. But if you look at it and you're kind of on the fence about it, if you've got a lot of other inventory, walk on by. One of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to lower their price, in which case it becomes a good enough deal that you can't pass it by, or you're not going to get the deal and you're going to come home and you're going to list what you have already.
True.
So there's no need, if you're on the fence and you've got a lot of inventory, don't buy it, because you're going to sink your business. Not that we've sunk our business, but we've sunk a lot of money into our business.
Well, and look at the space I'm consuming, with the container, the 3 pods, and 4th pod at my house, and my shop is loaded up. So yeah, we can't breathe at any location I have, pretty much.
Yeah. So I definitely do think that if you're having doubts about a deal, there's a reason you're having doubts about it.
Right.
I mean, if somebody or other comes in and says, I got these comic books over here, I need $100, and you give yourself whiplash, grabbing your wallet out of your pocket. Well, then obviously you've got to do that deal because it's such a great deal. But if you're hemming and hawing about it, walk on by.
Well, even the jersey deal, originally it started at 30,000 pieces, and he explained to me how many boxes. I'm like, there's no way. And that's why we wanted to go out there. Then 30,000 turned into 25, which turned into 20. Then he's at 10 to 15.
Oh, New Jersey.
New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about 30,000 boxes of jerseys.
But so he got down to, he thinks 10 to 15,000. I go, we're going to go on that it's probably 10. Maybe it's a little more, but the price is based on 10. The numbers make sense with the 300 boxes that on average you have 30 per box or whatever it is. Or is it 100 per box? No, 30 per box, 33 per box. Because books, you could probably get 20. Magazines, you can get 80. So it's a good mix, but, now I'm buying it where I wouldn't have bought it before.
You would have,
unless I went
down
there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Everybody's selling vases.
Yeah, we're missing out, man.
We really are. We're gonna sell the ephemeral business and be selling vases. They seem to be hot.
It's getting late, but we will elaborate on GI Joes at some point. But it's all vintage 60s, 70s in the boxes. VG condition overall. But like I said, I'm not in a rush to sell them because they go up in value and they never go down.
They're not going to go down, and that is the advantage of
and I want my lister that does that type of stuff to get better and more experience at listing things, maybe newer figures. So then when he gets to those, he'll know how to describe them better as well.
Nice. Prepack all okay, fragiles and breakables. Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea with those
for a small amount of items.
Well, it's also a good idea for something like that you're not going to, I would hope, not going to get a lot of questions about.
Right.
Now, the problem with doing that with magazines and things like that is you said Queen is in it. Is how many photos of Queen are in it? Now, I happen to pull that kind of stuff out.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Now, a Noritaki vase is a Noritaki vase as far as that goes. I'm thinking you probably could pack it up. But packing it up also is a good idea because that is yet another thing we didn't talk about. You got the potential breakage and storage.
True. Well, and you can spend too much time wasting on like a hockey stick, like my employee did one time. And we sold a goalie. This is only a couple weeks ago. We sold a goalie hockey stick autographed, and he bubble wrapped it and then put it in a gigantic box going to Canada.
Oh yeah.
And it was like $200. I said, well, he only paid $50 based on the weight. So I unboxed it. I went to the post office. Well, I asked around, and they said, well, people just bubble wrap. So I went to the post office with it, and he said, yep, you can ship it like that. How much is it? $48. I said, good. So I went, took it back to the shop, stamps.com, and got it out. But again, he may spend 20 minutes packing it, not knowing that you're wasting your time. You're spending more money on supplies.
Right.
And it can't go out. If it did, I would have lost $150.
And it's something other that you don't usually deal in. Now, if they come in again in your head, you're like, okay, this is going to cost $50 a ship plus whatever worth of bubble wrap.
Right. Well, we bought 36. We bought 36. Okay. So now we know, hey, we didn't list them until that one sold. Get the rest on. At least now we know how to handle it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a quick look here at the feed, and then we'll get into everybody's favorite time of the show.
What looks good here?
Franklin wrote a book there.
Right. Oh, he did.
The issue with stamps, there's so many variables of value besides just the image. Watermarks, perforation count. Yep. There's things that can't be picked up by an image. Yeah, I've looked.
That's why we don't deal in them.
I was going to say, I've looked enough into stamps to know that I don't want to deal in them. I don't want to learn all of that. It almost seems like something other that you almost not have to be born into.
Yeah.
But think about it. Think about comic books and sports cards to us. They're second nature because we've been around them forever.
Oh, yeah.
We don't really need to ask too many questions about stuff. Right. I mean, I may have to on the newer stuff because I don't understand the newer stuff. But on the stuff from the 60s, 70s, 50s, you don't have to. I know the stuff.
Exactly.
You take a quick look at it. I mean, oh, that's 58 tops. Oh, that's 61 Fleer. Oh, that's this. We don't have to look at anything because we just know immediately that's that. That's that. Saves us a lot of time versus somebody new to the sports cards. They don't know any of that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So
definitely.
I couldn't pre-pack because I have too many items listed. Oh yeah. Oh.
I need 4 warehouses probably.
All righty. Keep talking down there, and we'll reach out to everybody. But now it's time for the rambling story of the week. Wow.
When you said it, the screen got a little blurry.
Oh, well, it was exciting.
I thought that was funny.
It was building up
Twilight Zone.
There you go. So, you know that I go out into the field for my day job.
Yep.
And a number of years back, I had to go out into the field, out in the middle of nowhere, Williamson, New York. Sorry to anybody that lives in Williamson, New York, but it is kind of the middle of nowhere. And I had to go meet a client out there. So I'm driving down the street, drive down another street, and I see his house. And he's got one of those a ranch, but you know, he's got his garage in one end, and it's a really long ranch. And then he's got his door, so he's got a long sidewalk up to the door.
Right.
So I go and I pull in and I park, get out of my car, got my briefcase with me, you know, all set to meet him. I see his truck there and everything like that. Okay, great. So I start walking. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this dog comes running up, and this dog is growling and at me. And meanwhile, at this point, I'm about, I don't know, halfway between my car and the house, you know, between my car and the door. So it's got to be about oh gosh, it really had to be 250-foot walk probably from my car to the front of the thing. So I'm 125 feet and his dog comes running up and it's growling. And I'm like, you know, I know you're not supposed to show fear to the dogs, but you know, when this big dog comes running up and is growling at you, you're not happy about things. So I'm like, hey buddy, how's it going? As I'm keep walking and trying to stay calm. Get up to the front door, knock on the door. Nobody answers. Ring the doorbell. Nobody answers. So I'm standing there with my briefcase, holding it like this. Hey, buddy. Getting my phone out of my pocket. And it was the old flip phones.
Yeah.
Flip the phone up. I've got the case in my hand. So I've got the case, holding it over here like this, trying to make sure it doesn't blow away, trying to dial a phone number with one finger. So I get the phone and I ring it. All right, I'm going to call the guy, see what's going on. I hear the phone ringing inside the house as I'm standing there because he didn't give me a cell phone number.
Yeah.
And then I hear, you know, we are unavailable to answer the phone right now. And I'm like,
perfect.
He's not home. So I left a message. Hey, I'm here. We're going to have to reschedule. Put the phone away. I got 250 feet to walk with a growling dog right there. And it was a big dog too. So it was one of those move and use the suitcase or use my briefcase and kind of leave that between me and him and trying to walk briskly, but not running, trying to do this.
Well, if he pulls a Cujo, you can at least hit him with the briefcase.
Oh, trust me, that briefcase would have been going down. Finally get back to the car, head on home. You know, a little bit, you know, nerves are a little bit jangled there, but was able to get home. End up meeting with the guy. He came down to the office and I met with him and I told him the story. And he starts laughing. You know what he told me? You know what I should have done? He goes, oh, what you should have done, you should have walked to my truck, opened my truck door, said, come on, Thor. Thor would have jumped into the truck, and then you close the truck door.
Oh, yeah. You're Kreskin all of a sudden?
I said, oh, that would have worked well, except I didn't know your dog's name was Thor. I didn't know he would jump into the truck. I didn't know that I would be able to open your truck in order to do any of that. So tip, if you find yourself in Williamson being harassed by a dog, open a truck door and say, come on, Thor.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, the things that I find out there. All right. It looks like people said a few things out there. I feel bad for the dog. Oh, geez.
Yeah, me too.
That's not nice. That's not nice at all. All righty, everybody. Another good show. Fine show. Thank you, everybody, for commenting. Do hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Do appreciate everybody. Oh, we actually had a show for next week.
Oh, all right.
I guess I'll tell you what it is so you can begin thinking about it.
Sounds good.
Next week's show is we're going to tell you how to focus on your bread and butter. So there we are. We're going into the Rachel Ray cooking show thing. It's going to.
I know what I'm eating when I go home. Perfect.
So everybody, thank you very much. Hit the like button and we will new video dropping tomorrow. Saturday BOLO video. We're shooting Saturday. So
all right.
We'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.